I closed my eyes and took a slow breath as the timer hit 0. The meditation ended, and I opened my trading screen like I always do. Calm, centered, detached. But it wasn't always like this. There was a time when I would slam my chair forward, rush into the charts, heart racing, mind scattered, already anxious before I even clicked a single button. Meditation wasn't part of my morning then. Chaos was. And that chaos showed up in every trade I took. I remember the exact moment I realized something had to change. It was a Tuesday morning, London session. I had barely slept the night before. My mind was buzzing with fear, frustration, and doubt. I sat down, opened EUR/USD, and before the chart even loaded, I clicked buy. No plan, no confirmation, just a blind impulse. Within minutes, my stop loss was hit. I stared at the screen, breath shaky, hands trembling. I whispered, "Why do I keep doing this? Why can't I control myself?" That was the question that changed everything. Jesse Livermore said the market punishes emotional decisions, and that morning I felt every word of that truth. The loss wasn't painful because of the money. It was painful because I knew I had sabotaged myself again. I wasn't trading the market. I was trading my anxiety. That's when it hit me. My biggest enemy wasn't volatility or liquidity. It was my mind. Later that day, after taking 2 more impulsive trades that both ended in losses, I pushed my chair back, stood up, and walked away from the charts. I could feel my heart pounding against my ribs. I said out loud, "You're not going to survive this if you don't fix your mind." That was the breaking point. And I didn't even realize it would be the beginning of something that would later make me a consistent, profitable trader. At the time, I didn't know where to start. I tried affirmations. I tried forcing discipline. I tried writing rules on sticky notes. Nothing worked. My emotions were stronger than my rules. But one evening, while researching trading psychology, I stumbled across an interview mentioning that some of the most successful traders in the world practiced meditation before trading. Meditation, something I had dismissed for years. But I was desperate. I was tired. I was losing, and my identity as a trader was crumbling. So, the next morning, I tried it. I sat on the floor, closed my eyes, and set a timer for 5 minutes. At first, it felt ridiculous. My mind jumped from thought to thought. I kept thinking about the charts, the losses, the setup I might miss. But I stayed still. I breathed. I didn't fight the thoughts. I just let them pass. When the timer went off, something strange happened. I didn't rush to my laptop. I didn't feel that panic. I walked to my desk with a sense of calm I hadn't felt in years. And when I opened the charts, I didn't jump into a trade. I watched. I waited. I observed myself as much as the market. Richard Wyckoff wrote that the market is a mirror. It reflects human behavior more than anything else. That morning, I realized meditation wasn't about becoming spiritual. It was about being able to see myself clearly in that mirror. The market moved quickly during London Open. I saw a setup forming. The old me would have jumped in early, chasing the move. But the meditated version of me said, "Wait, breathe, let the market come to you." So I waited. I watched liquidity form. I watched structure develop. I waited for displacement. Then I entered, calmly, confidently, without emotional turbulence. That trade hit take profit. It wasn't the profit that surprised me. It was the way I felt. Balanced, neutral, steady. I didn't shake. I didn't panic. I didn't overanalyze. I executed like a professional, not like someone gambling with fear. That was the first day meditation helped me trade differently. If you're getting value already, pause for a moment, hit the like button, subscribe, and drop a comment saying focus. It helps this message reach more traders who struggle with emotional trading. But meditation didn't magically fix everything overnight. In fact, the next escalation came only a few days later. I sat down, meditated, opened the charts, and still took a terrible trade. It wasn't impulsive this time. It was greedy. The setup wasn't clean, but I wanted to double my profits. I ignored structure. I ignored my rules. I took the trade anyway, and the market punished me fast. I stared at the stop-loss hit and felt disappointment creep in. That old voice whispered, "See, meditation doesn't work. You're still the same." For a moment, I believed it. I almost gave up on the practice entirely. But then I did something different. I closed my laptop, sat on the floor again, and meditated for another 5 minutes. During that session, a realization hit me. Meditation wasn't supposed to stop bad trades. It was supposed to increase awareness so I could catch myself before spiraling. But awareness is a skill, and skills need repetition. So I committed. Every morning before touching the charts, I meditated. Some days it felt powerful. Some days it felt pointless. Some days my mind was loud. Some days it was calm. But the consistency of the practice soon transformed the consistency of my trading. One morning during a volatile news session, I experienced a breakthrough. Price was moving aggressively, faking out thousands of traders. The old me would have jumped in 10 times by then. But I sat there, breathing slowly, watching the chaos without becoming part of it. I felt like an observer, detached, neutral. I whispered, "This is why you meditate." When the real move finally appeared, I entered with precision. I managed the trade with clarity. I exited without hesitation. I wasn't guessing. I wasn't emotional. I was in control. And that control didn't come from strategy. It came from silence. The more I meditated, the more I realized something profound. My trading problems never about the market. They were about my reactions. Meditation didn't change the chart. It changed the trader reading it. And that shift became the foundation of my consistency. A major escalation happened the first time meditation prevented me from blowing my account again. It was a Friday morning. I had taken 2 small losses earlier in the week, nothing catastrophic, but enough to irritate the old emotional patterns inside me. I woke up that day thinking, I need to make it back today. That mindset alone was dangerous. I knew it. That mindset had destroyed me many times before. But instead of rushing to the charts, I sat down to meditate. My mind was loud, filled with thoughts about recovery, pressure, fear of missing out, fear of falling behind. But I stayed still. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. Letting each thought pass through me instead of controlling me. When the timer ended, I felt calmer but not clear yet, so I meditated again, 10 more minutes. When I opened my eyes, the need to make it back was gone, completely gone. It was replaced with something else, neutrality. Wyckoff wrote that the trader must observe the market without becoming emotionally entangled in it. Meditation was teaching me exactly that. Detachment without avoidance, awareness without panic, presence without urgency. So I opened the charts, and the first setup I saw was tempting but dangerous. Clean inducement, no confirmation, perfect bait. The kind of trap the old me always fell into. I hovered my cursor over the buy button. My heart tried to rush me. My ego whispered, "Take it, you need a win." But then I felt my breath, the thing meditation had trained me to pay attention to. That breath pulled me back. I whispered, "This isn't your trade. Walk away." I closed the setup and waited. Minutes later, price collapsed in the opposite direction. It would have been a devastating loss. I sat back in my chair and whispered, "Meditation just saved your account." Right then, something clicked. Meditation wasn't just calming me, it was strengthening the psychological muscle that allowed me to resist sabotaging myself. I realized consistency isn't built during winning trades, it's built during avoided mistakes. If you're finding value so far, hit the like button right now, subscribe, and comment "patience" below. Your engagement helps this reach more traders who need psychological mastery. But meditation didn't magically fix everything overnight. Another escalation came the first time meditation helped me hold a winning trade instead of exiting early. This was always my biggest weakness. Even when I was right, I behaved like I was wrong. I'd enter with confidence, but exit with fear. Fear of losing unrealized gains, fear of reversals, fear of being wrong. Meditation changed that. One morning after meditation, I spotted a beautiful setup on GBP USD. Liquidity sweep, inducement, displacement, everything was perfect. I entered the trade with calm execution. It immediately went in my favor, up 20 pips. The old me would have closed instantly, but the meditated me watched my internal reactions instead of reacting to them. My mind whispered, "Take the money, don't risk giving it back." My breath answered, "Stay here, stay aware, stay steady." Then I remembered something Livermore once said. It was never my thinking that made big money for me. It was always my sitting. So I sat, in silence, in discipline, in presence. I let the market do what it needed to do. I held through the tiny pullbacks. I held through the hesitation candles. I held because I was no longer reacting. I was observing. That trade ran 65 pips straight into my take profit. It wasn't the win that changed me. It was the calmness. I whispered, "This is why you meditate. This is the consistency you've been chasing." But the deepest psychological test came weeks later during an emotional spiral that meditation pulled me out of entirely. It was a tough week. Back-to-back small losses, choppy markets, setups that barely missed my entry points. My discipline was slipping. I could feel it. Every part of me wanted to force the market to cooperate. I sat down that Thursday morning and felt the impatience vibrating inside me. I almost didn't meditate that day. I almost jumped straight into the charts with frustration as my strategy. But something stopped me. Maybe habit, maybe intuition. Maybe the quiet understanding that without meditation, I was vulnerable. So I closed my eyes and meditated. During that session, my mind threw every negative thought at me. You're losing your touch. You're falling behind. You're not good enough. You need a big win. You need to fix this now. But underneath that emotional storm was something else. A steady whisper that meditation helped me hear. You're not your thoughts. You don't have to act on them. When I opened my eyes, the storm was gone. I approached the charts the way Wyckoff taught traders to read the market, with patience, with neutrality, with observation instead of prediction. That day, I didn't take a single trade, not one. The old me would have felt like a failure. The meditated me felt victorious. Because sometimes the best trade is the trade you never take. The next day, clarity returned. I meditated, opened the charts, and saw a beautiful liquidity sweep on gold. I executed calmly, managed risk professionally, and followed my plan with zero emotional interference. That trade ended the week in profit, not because of strategy, but because meditation kept me grounded. Another powerful moment came when meditation helped me resist revenge trading, something that had destroyed me countless times in the past. One morning, I lost a trade I executed perfectly. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't emotional. It was just part of the game. But my ego didn't care. It screamed, "Get it back." I could feel the impulse rising quickly, like fire climbing up dry wood. But meditation had trained me to feel impulses instead of obeying them. I pushed my chair back and meditated for 10 minutes. When I returned, the urge was gone, completely gone. I saw the market with clarity again, and when the next valid setup emerged later in the day, I executed without internal chaos. That calmness, that emotional neutrality, that discipline, none of it existed before meditation. It became my psychological anchor. Meditation didn't change my strategy. It changed my state, and my state changed my results. As the months passed, meditation became more than a habit. It became my edge. Not because it made me smarter, but because it made me quieter inside. And that quietness was where clarity began. The market didn't change, liquidity didn't change, volatility didn't change, but I changed. And that internal shift became the difference between inconsistency and mastery. One of the most powerful escalations in my journey happened during a period of success, ironically the time most traders fall apart. I was on a streak, 3 winning weeks in a row, high-quality setups, clean executions, beautiful reactions. My confidence was rising, and meditation kept me grounded. Until one morning when I skipped it. I woke up late, rushed to the charts, and told myself, "You're doing great. You don't need meditation today." That small decision nearly destroyed everything. I jumped into a trade without waiting for confirmation, convincing myself it was obvious. I sized up slightly, telling myself I could handle the risk. It was the same voice, ego dressed up as confidence, that had burned me in the past. The trade reversed instantly. I refused to close it. I wanted to be right. I wanted to protect my winning streak. So I held and watched the loss grow larger than any loss I had taken in weeks. My hands started shaking. The familiar panic returned. My chest tightened. I whispered, "How did I get back here?" The answer was simple. Because I skipped the thing that kept me separate from the old me. Meditation didn't just calm me, it humiliated me. It quieted the voices that pushed me to trade emotionally. It reminded me that consistency is a mental state, not a streak. I closed the losing trade. I shut my laptop, and I sat on the floor. I meditated for 20 minutes straight, not to relax, but to reset. When I opened my eyes, I said out loud, "You lost because you lost yourself first." That moment was a psychological breakthrough, not because I discovered something new, but because I was reminded that the discipline of meditation was part of my identity as a trader. Livermore wrote that the trader must be the master of his own impulses. Meditation was how I mastered mine. The next escalation came the day I realized meditation wasn't just helping me avoid mistakes, it was helping me see the market differently. Before meditation, I analyzed the chart through fear, impatience, and bias. After meditation, I analyzed it through awareness, neutrality, and presence. One morning during New York session, I was watching gold form what looked like a perfect setup. Everything lined up: liquidity sweep, displacement, retracement. But something felt off. Not technically, psychologically. I felt tension inside me. My mind kept pushing, "Take it, take it, take it." This was the same inner voice meditation had trained me to distrust. So I waited. 2 minutes later, news hit the market and destroyed both sides of liquidity instantly. If I had entered, I would have taken a heavy loss. I exhaled deeply and whispered, "Thank you." Meditation didn't save me from bad setups. It saved me from myself. Another breakthrough came when meditation finally gave me the ability to sit through discomfort, something Livermore said separated professionals from amateurs. Before meditation, I couldn't handle drawdowns. Even healthy pullbacks felt like the universe was attacking me personally. I would panic, close early, sabotage good trades. But meditation strengthened something inside me, my ability to feel discomfort without reacting to it. One day, I entered a trade on EUR/USD that aligned perfectly with my plan. It moved in my favor, then pulled back hard. My heart rate climbed slowly. My mind started whispering old fears. "It's reversing. Take the profit. Don't let it turn red." But meditation had taught me to look inward before acting outward. So I took a deep breath. I watched the pullback not as a threat, but as part of the structure. The trade recovered and rocketed to my target. I didn't celebrate the profit. I celebrated the discipline. If this journey is resonating with you, pause here and click the like button. Comment "Calm Mind" below, and don't forget to subscribe. Your engagement helps this reach more traders who need psychological strength more than technical setups. The final escalation, the moment meditation proved to me that it had fundamentally changed my trading, happened on a day when everything went wrong. Internet problems, slippage, missed entries, my plan falling apart. It was the kind of day that would have destroyed the old version of me. But I meditated. I breathed. I stayed present. I didn't take a single revenge trade. I didn't increase my lot size to make back what I had lost. I didn't chase the setups I missed. At the end of that day, I was down slightly, but mentally, I was solid. Emotionally, I was untouchable. Psychologically, I was unshaken. That day, I finally understood something profound. Meditation didn't just help me trade consistently, it helped me become consistent. Because consistency isn't a strategy. Consistency is a nervous system, a regulated mind, a calm identity, a disciplined state, a quiet inner world that the market cannot manipulate. Meditation gave me that inner world. It gave me the ability to wait. It gave me the ability to risk correctly. It gave me the ability to walk away when necessary. It gave me the ability to think like Wyckoff, observing human behavior with neutrality. It gave me the ability to embody Livermore's wisdom, mastering myself before attempting to master the market. And eventually, it gave me consistent profitability. Before I end this video, I want you to hear me clearly. Meditation will not make you profitable by itself, but it will make you capable of becoming profitable. It will give you the emotional stillness needed to follow your rules. It will teach you to trade without fear, without FOMO, without revenge. It will help you see the truth. The real chart you must learn to read is the chart of your own mind. If this story inspired you, hit the like button right now. Subscribe to the channel for more trading psychology insights. Comment, "I choose calm" below and share this with a trader who needs this shift. Your next level begins when your mind goes quiet. Thank you for watching.